Did we check the cameras that captured the road, Tolga? Chief Inspector Rıfat was referring to the dusty dirt road passing in front of the abandoned house. The road eventually met an asphalt road, and the house's location could even be seen from the middle of the asphalt. We have the recordings, sir. What do we see? Sir, these two men were forcibly brought here. There's an individual who brought the victims here using some kind of force, possibly a firearm, around 11:30 p.m. at night. Do we have a description? Unfortunately, sir, the footage is of very poor quality. Send it to Necmi to enhance. Yes, sir. There's something interesting. The men were brought here by force, but they were killed with knife wounds. The weapon might have been a decoy. That's possible, sir. In my opinion, the killer might have hit their heads with a blunt object to incapacitate them. We can tell this from the head wounds. Then, with skill, they inflicted knife wounds, allowing the victims to bleed out and watch them die. Chief Inspector Rıfat approached the bodies and leaned down. So much blood, it doesn't bode well as it is, he said. We'll also look at the results from the autopsy, but the perpetrator seems to know what they're doing. Yes, sir. They might even have some medical training. Chief Inspector Rıfat, with a thoughtful expression, continued. Someone who knows what they're doing, as they say, or at least an experienced killer. The unclear description shows that they were careful. We need to find the motive behind this incident and the killer. Tolga, are we trying to identify the victims? Tolga nodded. Yes, sir. There were no documents identifying them, but we're trying to determine their identities through fingerprints and dental records. We're also checking if there have been any missing persons reports in the vicinity. Chief Inspector Rıfat replied thoughtfully, we need to understand why these two men chose this abandoned house and why they were brutally killed. Let's start by finding out where this dirt road leads. Perhaps this location itself holds a clue. The team continued walking toward the end of the dirt road and reached the asphalt road. As they headed towards the house, the chief inspector continued, let's expedite the investigations. The sooner we gather information about these murders, the better our chances of finding the killer. Eyewitnesses, any nearby surveillance footage, and any other leads could be caught by Necmi, the jewel of the homicide division, the magician who made the invisible visible, the information processor, the jack of all trades. Even he found himself helpless in front of the low-resolution images. We can't make out any distinguishing features, Chief Inspector, he said, but I can tell you that the suspect is male and approximately in his early 80s. Have you shown the images to the locals? Maybe someone recognizes him. We have, Chief Inspector, but unfortunately... Are we at a dead end then? Chief Inspector Rıfat thought to himself. However, he didn't voice it. He had a face that didn't reveal emotions. When he was worried or angry, his dark complexion might darken a tone at most. It was hard for anyone to notice. The reason for the Chief Inspector's composure was actually his team. He trusted them. For example, if Necmi said, "We won't get anything from these images," then they really wouldn't. There was also Tolga, his assistant, who would always come to the rescue like Hazur when things got stuck. And Asla, not as skilled as Necmi, but a computer genius in her own right, an internet wizard. As the chief inspector thought about these, there was a knock on the door, and Asla's chestnut hair appeared through the half-open door. Maybe what he had been waiting for had happened. Asla had come with a miracle in her hands. Chief Inspector, I finished my research on the house you wanted me to look into. Our old ruin, you mean? The house needs 1,000 witnesses to be called a house. Anyway, go ahead and spill what you found. The chief inspector sat up a little straighter in his chair and started to listen. Asla was reading what she had found from her small laptop. She was excited, still standing as if a student awaiting her turn to speak. Osman Sozan had this house built in 1964, or he built it himself. It's an illegal construction built as a shanty. He obtained the title deed in the 1973 municipal elections. He continued to live in this house until 1982. He had 2 sons, Levent Sozin and Bulent Sozin. Guess who these are? Tolga jumped in. Our victims? Exactly, Chief Inspector. So they were killed in the house where they spent their childhood. Yes, Chief Inspector, it appears so. But what I don't understand is, how couldn't the neighbors recognize these men? They left the neighborhood a long time ago. That might be why. Possible. Or maybe the neighbors are hiding something, but a secret high.